I bought this little drone about 7 years ago, I think, and it came with batteries like this, a proprietary sort of battery, and you use a little plug-in to charge it. After 7 years, although I've still got Bugs 3 batteries at work, these I can't charge them anymore. So there've been, even back in the day, there'd been a very simple mod to put a more standard battery in. So this is an example of the sort of battery that people are putting in. 850 milliamp hours, 45C, 7.4, 2-cell. So I've done the mod recently on this one, and you can see, looking at it, instead of plugging in the little pins from this thing into the back of it, I've gone straight to the plus and minus connection points and soldered onto it. So this has got the original Bugs 3 Mini Eachine EX2 ESC and the motherboard, while this one here, which was the Bugs 3, has been extensively modified. The ESC blew up and I had to get an aftermarket one. I made videos about that years ago. So the reason it's here at the moment is the one of the leads came off the from the battery, so it's just off the deck. So it's interesting, with a little bit of effort. The thing that fascinates me with these little drones is you can keep them flying for virtually ever if you're prepared to do a little bit of maintenance. And yeah, they're both FPV capable. They've come with a all-in-one camera, not terribly good range, maybe 200-300 meters, but for a little drone, that's not bad. So the reason I'm still interested in these, even though I tend to fly them in angle mode, is that you can put a decent small camera on them, and with a fairly small unobtrusive drone you can get some nice aerial pictures in places you wouldn't want a noisy or larger drone to be. So yeah, just a little bit of history. Between bad weather and other things on my mind, I haven't really done anything in the way of videos on drones the last little while. So I was feeling nostalgic. What I'm noticing is more and more of the people flying back in the golden age of FPV and drones, say 2017 or thereabouts, are gradually leaving the scene. I can understand why, particularly in the States with all the regulation and other stuff that's going on. But I'm still enjoying myself. I've got no intention of giving it up. But what I did, I thought I'd look back to the kind of drones I had 7 years ago and do a bit of an update. So that's the focus of this video. Probably may not be of wide interest, but what it shows, these old drones, because they're electric, not much in the way of moving parts, brushless, they can last for virtually ever as long as you're prepared to do a few mods along the way. So back in 2017, the MJX Bugs 3 was hugely successful, a very popular drone that got me and a lot of people into it. This is what the body looks like. They came with double bladed props, not tri-blades. This one's been heavily modified. A little while later, Eachine got on the bandwagon, and so this is the Bugs 3 Mini, this is the Eachine EX2, and they're virtually the same drone. They're the same drone. So these two came with FPV cameras and proprietary battery. Now I had to modify the battery. The other thing that happened was the proprietary controller. First and out, the Deviation TX controller operating system, they managed to hack it so that you could fly it with an open source, more open source kind of controller. And then eventually eventually OpenTX got into the game, and I can now fly these with my pocket, my Radio Master Pocket. So those two things, getting away from a proprietary battery and also getting away from proprietary controller, has allowed these things to survive for so long. So as long as I don't crash and lose them, they're still here. So here's the flying setup. There's the battery, and I've just held it in with a rubber band. So I'll just do a quick test flight to demonstrate. with OpenTX.
Disarmed.
And there's the protocol for this one. So that's turned on. Next trick is to connect the battery. And we get that RS signal critical is a bit of a warning that telemetry's working. And now fire it up.
Armed.
It's armed. And that sounds the battery's a bit low. That'll about do it. So say to fly well, particularly sensitive with a little pocket, and they'll virtually live forever unless you crash or lose them. That's about it for this week, or for this time.
Telemetry lost. Telemetry recovered. 1 minute. Telemetry lost. Telemetry recovered. Disarmed. Telemetry lost.
Okay, and when you get a low battery, built into the system is you get that beeping for low battery, so you can find it. So for what was a very cheap drone back in the day, good value. So that's about it for this time. Not sure when I'll do the next one. So everything changes, and I've been flying now with various drones for quite a while, and I intend to continue. But we'll just see what it goes. But I'll get back to the more modern ones as the weather improves.